EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Denver Broncos. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run. Back here, this will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Mike, wait!
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco, man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Yellow!
On 1st down, Flacco. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Lindsay, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Left side here to Sanders, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Flacco here on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a third down. From the gun, Flacco. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrad Davis. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Christian Jones the one who picked it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now it's the former Bronco. This is C.J. Anderson. And a promising start as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They run again on first down. Anderson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch. 47's the mic, boys. Hey, exit. Check. 47. Middle. Check tight. Hey.
On second down and 4, Stafford. Amendola catching it left side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Hey, 280. Cut.
On first and 10, Stafford. Out left to Anderson. Anderson loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Philip Lindsay, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
I'm coming after you. Check three. No, they had it.
Flacco to throw again on second down. He'll let this go deep for... And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
To throw again. Stafford. It's caught outright. Amendola. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gain?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard's going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And Denver getting set to take the field. Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To try again after the sack. Flacco, and the pressure gets to him again. Jared Davis, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the twist. You go tight. And middle. You got tight right there.
They give it to Anderson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
6:32.
On 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 7-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball to their territory.
A give, running right, Lindsey. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score.
That's it. That's it. Big hit. Here we go. Set.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Here's Locke. Got him in. He finds Sanders. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 on the last play, 19 more here, and another first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Recon, 132 fighter. Now. Hey, Alpha.
Throwing on first down is Locke. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Broncos.
Ready?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Good track, good track.
Go. Let's go. Ready?
On first down, Locke. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only a yard of the completion. It's 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Philip Lindsay in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
On your team.
Double right.
Check, check. Lucky.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Stafford now to throw. Going for the deep ball. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10.
64.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsay. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They'll run. It's Lindsay. Tackle made by the 3rd-round pick out of Louisiana, Tracy Walker.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. From the 41, Locke escaping the pressure right. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Devon Kennard. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And he's going to go down again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He'll want it.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Over the middle, it's Amendola. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
We want it. Come to
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
We go set. 180.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist. Jim.
Hey, 70.
They run it again with Anderson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give. Running right is Anderson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
At the 28-yard line.
Set. 280.
Mike's 43. Come on. You better bring it.
What? 22.
On second down, it's Anderson. 22 yards there, a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
60.
Check.
They'll run Anderson, and he is going to lose yardage here. That really sets him back, a loss of 6.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
40 got.
Check.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Yo, backside.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Devon Kennard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Hey, wahoo!
In his end zone, here's Locke. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's only able to get it up to about the 2-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf.
Man left, man left. We got 4. We got 4.
Hey, high 7. Let's go.
From his own end zone, Locke on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Agnew now to return. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 45.
General West.
They start the drive with Anderson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
You better be ready. Hey, Haywood.
40, hey, red. 43. Check, 43.
Out of the gun, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 16 yards, a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Anderson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Switch.
From the pistol, they run with Anderson. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Credit the sack to Von Miller. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You're talking about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
And he'll get this awfully close to a 1st down. Boy, that's going to be a razor-thin measurement, but I don't think he got that.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down, really put them behind the 8 ball.
Matt Patricia, he says now's the time. His guys are going to go for it on 4th.
alert!
Running for it. Here's Anderson. C.J. Anderson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 15 yards. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set up, 50, plant.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Locke now on 1st down. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Buying time to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Ready? 10-2, sir.
Coming to you. But, gotta get the point. Get on the point right here. Check three. Tight end right, tight end out.
To throw is Locke. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. McManus now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set, 180.
Mike 47. 3 bud.
On 1st down, it's Anderson. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now Anderson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now it's Stafford. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. And this defense, they needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice, that one more stop.
I feel their pain.
Oh, it was so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, Anderson. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
At the 46-yard line.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3